You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it!
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. Great to have Abbi Summers on today, previewing Liverpool versus Tottenham. It's great to see you. Welcome to the channel. I think it's your second appearance now.
It is my second appearance.
Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment on this game on Sunday. Abbi, me and you go way back.
We do.
How many years now? I'd say like 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years we've known each other.
That's crazy.
Mad.
And Spurs were kind of poor then, and
we've come full circle.
Okay, if you want to call it like that, yeah, 100%. We love that. Everyone loving to Abbi on the channel, by the way. We've got a big fan of yours here. Hang on, where is it? Timothy. So Tim logs in to every show. He's from America. Timothy Parrish is foaming at the mouth for this preview.
Hi, Tim.
Apparently, he's a big fan of yours, Abbi. So we love
thanks,
to see
Tim.
Man like Tim. Send in a super chat, Tim, and yeah. Make it official. But yeah, great to have you on. Massive game on Sunday. I wanted to read out a couple of stats, if that's all right, just to get you in the mood for this one. So, and they're not great. Since Mo Salah joined Liverpool in 2017, no player has scored more Premier League goals against Tottenham. That's 7. And of course, he netted both goals in our 2-win overview this season at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Liverpool won. There's Gus. You can hear him.
Sounds like Gus is up now.
Go on then. I'll get Gus in.
Get Gus on. Everyone wants to see Gus.
Your auntie Abbi.
Gus is the real star of the show. There he is.
Here he is, guys.
Boy.
Waiting to see.
Oh, Gus. What's that? I need another shower preview of Gus.
Now, what's the score going to be? Yeah, 1 lick. That's 1-0.
1 lick, yeah.
1 lick is 1-0.
You might need to hold your licks.
1 lick is all you need. All right, guys.
These noises that come out of your dog. What is that?
No. You think Abby's boring? Is that what it is?
Oh, cheers, Gus. Nice to see you too.
All right, bye everyone.
And bye, Gus.
All right, let's get back into them.
Go on, stats.
Liverpool have won the last 3 games, which is great to see, obviously, despite conceding in each match. The last time they went 4 games in a row winning is November to December earlier on in the season. But we also conceded in every game there as well. Tottenham have conceded 31 away goals in the Premier League this season, already their most in a single campaign, Abbi, since, little guess, what season?
2014?
Oof, it was 2008 to 9.
Oh.
Well, and of course, Tottenham, as we know, are winless in their last 5 Premier League away games. Losing as many games in this run as they had in their previous 16 on the road before that. And of course, as we know, the last win was in fact May 2011, 2-0 on the day. God, so what's your reaction to those stats there, Abbi Summers?
Unsurprising, really. It's weird because when I think about the last few times we've met in the Premier League, I'm thinking of a lot of draws lately. I know you beat us earlier on in the season, but I don't really think that scoreline told the whole story. You were pretty dominant for, the first half, and then arguably Tottenham definitely deserved a draw in that. Last season, I think it was 1-1, wasn't it? 1-1 at Anfield.
I think we beat you away potentially.
Yeah, you did. At Anfield, I'm pretty sure there was a deflection and it was a Fabinho goal, which was the equaliser. Yeah,
it was 1-1, wasn't it? You kind of stopped us winning the league that day, so that's great.
Yeah.
Last season it was 2-2, wasn't it, at your gaff?
Yeah, we've had some good games. I'll never forget the Eric Lamela one. You still hold it against him forever, but it was a penalty.
I've actually seen a replay of that today. I was at that game with Tegan. It was never a penalty, Abbi. He pulls his leg away. Van Dijk pulls his leg away. And then the ref, if you really want to talk about that, the ref goes over to the liner. You know what clip I'm talking about. Yeah. He goes, I haven't seen it, but I'll give it. Sorry, what's that about?
I tell you what, it balanced out, didn't it? Because it wasn't a penalty in the Champions League final.
Handball.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
I don't know why I'm touching there, but it was,
Yeah.
Was that a penalty in the Champions League final? Let us know in the comments right now. Abbi says no, I say yes. It was 2-2.
We're outnumbered here. With
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, if I'm honest with you. Robbo got a red card in that game last season. It was, yeah, you're right, Abby, 2-2 and 1-1 last season. Indian Scouser. I thought Abby doesn't care about her team anymore. All jokes, big up, guys. LFC 2-0.
To be fair, I am apathetic, but this week has just really given me a resurgence of anger.
Yeah. Again, full circle on that one as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely a pen, says Josiah. Yes, it bloody was. Under the rules at the time, it's a pen, says World of Football. We love to see it. Misspelled Abby here, Jen. But you're all right because you've just sent in a bloody £10 super chat. So shout
Love
out
that,
to you,
Jen.
right? Love to see it. I see Abby come in with full chest because Spurs turned up for once. This is leads me on to my first question. I mean, I've been on many DR Sports shows with you and you've been very down in the dumps, as you should be, been very critical to the board and whatnot. But a good second half performance last night. I was watching the game. Does that give you any confidence going into Sunday, or is it still pre-Thursday, Abby and Spurs confidence level?
Really depends how they want to turn up. Yesterday was two completely different displays. That first half was more of the same. It was dreadful. And then I don't know what Ryan Mason said to them in the second half, but Harry Kane also came out a different player. He had a bit of grit and determination about him. And I think he essentially dragged us back into that game. We had so many chances against United. You know, the Eric Dyer one, Son missed loads as well, despite scoring. But I think they did well to earn themselves back and get a draw based on how the game was. But it doesn't give me that much confidence because it was still the same outset. You know, something did change and they looked different second half, but they still went into that game with the same mindset and they were 2-0 down. And maybe on another day, if United don't bottle it, then, you know, we've lost another game. And I think just going to Anfield, you know, it's historically not a great ground for us. You know, the Kop, the atmosphere. I think if you get an early goal, I think that's very, very hard for Tottenham to kind of recover from that.
Yeah, the early goal can certainly kill some teams off. But I think Liverpool in the last 3 games have dealt with teams coming back at them. They've kind of dealt and had that resilience that we've known for so many years. But I have to say, going into this one on Sunday, that performance last night against United in the second half, it was good. I can't lie. You scored 2 goals. You put them right up against it. I think you actually scored 1 in the first half, didn't you? But you came back. Now, what does that mean for Sunday? I'm not too sure. It could mean that you capitulate instead of coming back, depending on who goes ahead first. But looking at the players that are going to be playing in that game, can you give us like a bit of a team prediction for that one? Because the fans like to know who they're playing against.
I think it'll be more of the same, to be honest with you. I don't really see Ryan Mason making any different changes. I think it's, you know, pretty certain now we're going to be sticking with the 3 at the back. I think obviously he took out Kulusevski last night, put in Richarlison, and I actually don't think he was too bad. I mean, he was offside another like 5 or 6 times, but that's usual. Obviously didn't get any goals again. But in terms of the work rate, I can never fault Richarlison. He does work his socks off, and I think he deserves a goal. But whether or not he wants to tinker with that, I mean, Danjuma hasn't had a start yet. Every time he has come on, I've been fairly impressed with him. Comparing to what else I've seen this season for Tottenham. So maybe he's earned his first start. What could be so harmful of giving him a run?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to be particularly different. Obviously, in midfield, we've got those injuries to Bentancur, Basuma. So it's going to be Skip and Højbjerg. I think he'll continue with Porro and Perisic. And I don't know. The only thing I could say is maybe Ben Davies. He's just come back from injury. He hasn't featured though in the last 2 games since he's been back, and I think that's just because he's maybe not match fit yet. But I think there is maybe a possibility that he starts. I really like Ben Davies. Essentially, he's a squad player that's been promoted under Jose Mourinho, Conte, and most likely Ryan Mason. But he'll always give you a 6 or 7 out of 10. And defensively, I'd probably say I trust him the most to defend.
Yeah, he's been there a while now. I actually remember being in a box at Tottenham with my mate in 2015, pouring vodka or trying to put vodka into Ben Davies's mouth when he came up to the box. Bad day that was for me, in a bad way. But anyway, I digress. Talking about Liverpool in terms of the starting 11 prediction, obviously Alisson in goal. Question marks over whether Van Dijk or Matip play in this one. I think Konate will come back in. He had a rest in the last game. But Matip scored a great header against West Ham. Van Dijk, a little bit lackadaisical again, so I don't think he changes it. But again, I'm throwing the question out to the audience here. Should we look at maybe dropping Van Dijk for this one? Left back, Robbo, him and Trent both in the assists right now. Trent will be drifting into central midfield, so be aware of that. I know you on ESPN this morning saying you were here for it.
Yeah,
Will
not
you
against
still be
Scotland
saying
so much.
that at full time? I'm not too sure. But in the midfield, again, Curtis Jones, 5 in a row he started. So I think naturally you give him another start. I'd like to see Thiago in this one. I can't lie to you. I mean, Henderson and Fabinho will play that one, but Thiago is getting on. Let's use him whilst he's fit. He is fit. So I think we have to play him. He has been coming on recently in the latter stages of the game. So, but I'd like to see him from the start to just start picking it about, control that midfield. And then up front, how can you drop Gakpo? How can you drop Salah? Loves the game against Tottenham, and Jota as well. A little bit miffed about, not miffed, but I think Darwin Núñez must be a little bit frustrated with his lack of playing time at the minute. But again, that will come. Firmino's injured, and obviously Diaz can come on or start as well. Who scares you from that team there, especially knowing it's at Anfield? I think we've only lost one game there this season. Could be a long night for Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, it could be. Look at you with that smile. You're already seeing 3 points. Look, naturally, Salah would be the obvious one. Loves a goal against us, as you said. For me, I really highly rate Jota as well. I do want to ask you though, why is it that you're not playing Darwin Núñez at the minute?
Because Gakpo is just so in form. If he's not scoring in games, he's assisting. You saw his goal from range about 28 yards the other night against West Ham out of nowhere. I don't think Núñez can do that. Not that you're judging them on who can score from outside the box, but I want Núñez to get more minutes. I want him to get his goal ratio up, but at the same time, I'd rather have Jota or Diaz on the left and not Núñez, and then Núñez comes on. 13 volume 3 here says Darwizzy starts because Jota's back. Doesn't really make sense that, but big up to you, my friend. Yes, Darwin would love to get a goal on Sunday. Got to keep Verge. No way we can drop him. The only player that can deal with Son. Abby is so lovely. Big up Gary Richards inside. Apologies, Abby, for spelling your name wrong, says Jen. She's back now. Gary Richards laughing at Richarlison. So, as you know, very big rivals with Richarlison. We don't like him at all after his Everton antics, what he tried last season especially. 0 goals, Abby. 0. I mean, 60 million. Talk to me about that one, because how that's not getting a little bit more light shone on it, I don't know. That is an absolute disgrace of a record.
There's been a lot of light shone on it. Come on. I mean, I think the thing for Richarlison is that I think he looked better last night. He was actually played more in his natural position. And I don't think he was particularly poor against United at all. I think for him, it's been difficult because naturally, if Kulusevski's fit, you would tend to play Kulusevski. Surely when he signed for Tottenham, he knows that it's to do with the rotation, or, I assume next season it'll be to kind of play in the Europa League or Conference League if we end up in any of those spots. Who knows? Kane might go and he could be the main man. Who knows, honestly. But I think it's a little bit harsh. He was injured for quite a long time. He hasn't had that many starts either. So it's quite difficult to kind of get a rhythm, and everything else that's going on around the club at the minute in terms of Antonio Conte going, and Stellini, now Ryan Mason. It's hard, I think, in your first season to kind of adapt as maybe you'd want to. And I think no one will be more disappointed than him. But I don't really want to single him out because the whole front line, bar Kane, has been really poor this season. And you look at Kulusevski, since he's come back from injury, he has not been the player he was before. And I'm hoping that's just a little bit of fatigue. And next season, he's going to, kind of be back to the best we saw when he first signed. Son, again, I know he's picked up a little bit of form recently. But again, it's been pretty much Kane single-handedly carrying this team on his back. So I can't really just put all the blame on Richarlison. It's disappointing. But I think the whole front line, with Kane as an exception, really needs to have a look at themselves this season.
Fair play. Abby has got more goals than Richarlison this season. I've been seeing this a lot on Twitter, AGT. Could you ask Abby about why she wants Kane? Is this something that's happened, right? Where you've got
something that happened yesterday. I was doing an interview with TalkSport, and I just want to clarify, Josiah. I didn't say I want Kane to leave. The question was, do I think Kane will stay? because obviously or do I think he'll go to the opponents that we were playing tonight, which was United? And I said, no, I don't think he will stay. I don't see why he would potentially want to sign a new contract either. And by that, I mean the direction the football club is going in. Harry Kane has always been very open and honest with the fact that as long as the club is moving in the right direction, he'd be happy to stay. It's clearly not going in the right direction. It hasn't been for a good 2-3 years, and he's been trapped in that contract. He's going to have 1 year left.
For him.
Well, and I said, the question was about the opposition. Do I want him to leave? Absolutely not. I'd like him to end his career out. But there is a very high possibility that he will either go this summer or next summer. Who knows? He might sign a new contract. But the question was, will he potentially go to the opposition? And there is a very high chance he will end up at Manchester United because he wants to stay in the Premier League. He has far more chance of winning a trophy at Manchester United than he does at Tottenham. That is an actual fact. But no, I never said I want him to go. Of course I don't want him to go. And it's not guaranteed because that's what people are saying. It's not guaranteed he'll win a trophy if you go to United. It's not guaranteed. But the question was, will he have more chance of winning a trophy? And he would have more chance of winning a trophy.
Josiah then says, I hear that, to be fair. So now
Thank
you've heard
you,
it
Josiah.
from Abby, right?
Thank you. Never go by what a little clip says and what trolls like to take from it.
Exactly that. And Shabon as well. She's been on the channel before. Big up to her, man. From TalkSport as well. Abby, what do you think of Darren Farley doing him? I love him. Yes, obviously.
Oh, do you mean the impression?
Of who? Of who?
I think Jen means about Kane.
Oh, Kane. Yeah. We've all
Yeah.
seen that one. Yes.
Alex is better at impressions over.
Yeah, obviously.
Right.
Obviously. No, I won't do that. Big up to Tim again. Says, Abby, what is the best conspiracy theory about Liverpool? Thanks.
What was that? What was that conspiracy theory? Wasn't it about the blood sugar? Can't remember what it was. About
no.
something to do with
Inhalers.
asthma. That's it. Blood sugar.
Yeah.
I knew it was something.
The inhalers.
Yeah, the asthma one. The asthma one. That's a pretty good conspiracy theory. I'm yet to be proved wrong by it though. I haven't seen any.
Oh God. Whenever we start losing games, people on Twitter go, get the inhalers out, lads.
Yeah, really haven't been using the inhalers much this season.
Well, 3 in a row, so watch yourself.
You're meant to be Liverpool, you're meant to be champions. I'm not seeing it.
The player.
The player, you're a liar.
You are fake like the Louis Vuitton from the China. Shout out to Jen as well, loving. Asthma tax, says Trudon. I don't know, can you get taxed on asthma? It's already quite taxing. And not that I have it. Big up to everyone with asthma. Just before, I start saying something I shouldn't say.
You get cancelled for people who don't like asthma.
Yeah, man. Is Harry Kane and Son overreacted?
I think you mean overrated.
I think Anfield Faithful does, yeah.
Absolutely.
Overrated.
You only have to look at the stats first and foremost to see that they're not overrated. Most combinations in Premier League history.
Listen, you can't say this.
It's true. It's a fact.
No, I agree with you. I'm saying you can't even ask that question.
No, you can't. Look, I'd say you can never say Harry Kane is overrated. I'd say that Son has obviously had an unconventionally poor season. The drop-off has been wild. But, I put it down to confidence and everything that's going on with the team. And I think it is just a very big blip. There's been a lot of fatigue. It's been an exceptionally long season with that World Cup sandwich in between. And hopefully with the summer off, they can actually chill.
Having a little chill. Is that your MSN in the background?
That's not. This is Ben's work phone.
Shout out Big Ben in the house. Trudon's
doing everything with the camera.
Trust me, big up to him, man. He should be on the camera. He's a handsome lad.
He's crawling. Crawling on the floor.
Trudon says Richarlison makes Soldado look like Berbatov.
Wow, that's wild. Cool.
I mean, he's not far off.
Not far. They were mostly pens, though.
Yeah, they were great pens. They were though. AGT, give us a wave. Big up to man like Tekker's Dave. That wasn't a lyric, but it sounded like one.
It did.
Because it rhymed. Let's get into the score prediction this season. This game. Again, you've seen Arsenal, the other team in North London, coming up recently. You saw how well they started. Of course, there is that option for Spurs. If they want to just go at the game early doors, they can. But then how long does that kind of fire in the belly last for? So how do you actually see this game going? Let's talk about both halves. Try and predict it as closely as you can.
All right, I'll give it a go. I think I've always said, I've just got a feeling it's going to be a draw. I think it's also going to be 2-2, another 2-2, second of the week. And I say that because I think it's going to be Tottenham go 1-0 up first half. Liverpool equalise just before half time. Liverpool get a second goal just after half time, and Tottenham get a late equaliser.
Okay. Any other moments in the game you'd like to predict? I've just got an acca on here, so if you can give
Some
me
flash points. Should we give you some
flash points? What happened in this one? There have been flash points. Splash points? Flash points.
No, I can't see any flash points, to be fair. I don't think they care enough. Only joking. But I think, I don't know. I just have this feeling that that's what's going to happen. I don't know why. Anfield, I know you're going to run a
sound like Robbie.
Yeah, no, I don't sound like Robbie. I mean, I hope we're going to cook him on Monday.
Oh, listen, I won't be there, so you'll have to.
I'll
send in a video, though. I'll send in a video.
Yeah, you got to get a video. You can't get off the hook that easy.
No, he is getting cooked. And if it's honestly, I know you and Flex are going to deal with him, but don't let him squirm. Don't give him any excuses.
No, but you know what's annoying? That they've got Chelsea, and they're definitely going to beat Chelsea.
Are they?
Yeah, come on.
No, they should do. But listen,
I'd argue we could beat Chelsea. I'd actually argue we could beat Chelsea.
I wouldn't go that far. Techers Dave saying, reckon it will be close 2-1 or 3-1. I feel like Robbo's getting sent off again, says Josiah. Tottenham will bottle it, as they usually do, says. Oh, no, they didn't say that bit. That was just me saying it. Anfield faithful. Expressions cooked Robbie on Best of Enemies. I'm actually going to go and watch that after.
Yeah, we need to watch that. He's been funny this weekend.
I've just seen the picture of all the bottles around the studio, so I assume that's in relation to them bottling it. How's Abby feeling after Wednesday night? Arsenal being Arsenal as usual.
There's still a long way to go, but I would say my mood has significantly changed.
It's improved. I can see.
It's improved.
Like, and normal service has resumed.
I would love to see them lose against Chelsea, but even at the best of times when Chelsea have been in form, they always roll over for Arsenal anyway. So I'm not putting too much on that game. As long as City win against Fulham, I will be a happy girl.
Fair enough. The conspiracy blood sugar, does that mean they get extra Jaffa cakes at half time? Ask Jungle is massive.
I don't know, but I do love a Jaffa cake.
It's not a biscuit though, is it? It's a cake.
It is essentially a cake. It's not.
It's literally, yeah. Because that's a whole different show I could do on biscuits. I wonder which front three Abby don't want to see us line up with. I mean, I've just mentioned there, Jota could be on the bench, Nunes could be on the bench. Who gives you the most trouble? Let's not forget, this defense last night was very leaky in the first 45 minutes.
I think you cause trouble regardless of your front three, to be honest with you. Whether you have Firmino in, whether you have Diaz in, I don't think it really matters. The biggest problem is the Tottenham defence for me. So I don't think it really makes a difference who you got up front. One thing I would say, just obviously we were talking about that ESPN show I did today, and we were talking about Trent going into that midfield. And I think from a Liverpool standpoint, it's great to utilise him in that way. Everyone knows what his defensive frailties are, but everyone knows how good he can be in terms of picking passes, moving the ball forward, and that link-up play. And it gives you that extra man in midfield when you've got possession. And I think you're absolutely going to dominate possession anyway. But it was an interesting point that obviously with him moving into that midfield place, there is room behind for someone like Son to exploit if he's up for it, if that makes sense. So that is one area I would say that you should take caution.
No, listen, I've said about this Trent position thing, I've said it's not the kind of thing you can do in every single game. I think home games, even if it is against, the Spurses, the Villas, the Arsenals, I think he could do that. But against the Real Madrids and the Man Cities at home, I'm not 100% sure. So it remains to be seen if he's going to carry on playing him in this position. He knows Son has got the pace, the trickery to get round Trent. We've seen it before. So I think it would be remiss if he just keeps playing that without any backup plan. Because as you said, if he drifts into the middle, let's say we get dispossessed, which he's only happened once in the last 5 games with Trent, by the way, since he's gone into this role. He's only been dispossessed once. Then that space is there and Son can break, look up, finds Kane, goal before you've even...
And in fairness, that is what Tottenham are relatively good at. Transitions, counter.
100%. And they're still dangerous. Listen, as much as I'm giving it the banter, this was Tottenham's best ever start to a league season this season. Let's not forget that.
Like I said, it's been a very long season.
It was a very long time ago, and you've had a few But listen, you don't turn into a bad player overnight. Son and Kane can still destroy defenders with 3 passes, even maybe 1 or 2. And they are the most lethal combination in Premier League history, are they not? So again, a little bit of respect onto Tottenham there. I'll give you that, Abby. Jungle is massive, says it's nice to see Abby happier than she has been. I hope it temporarily changes for the Liverpool game.
Okay. Well, as I said, as long as City do their job, I'll still be happy.
Love that. I can't believe AGT gambled that much money on the whole season outcome. Do you think my 10K is safe?
Yeah, I think your 10K is safe.
Vamos!
I think, but if something happens, what are you going to do? You're going to have to pay it.
No.
You're going to have to pay it. You made a bet. You made a 10 grand bet, and the idiot is you.
Not if I, no.
It wasn't even both ways. Belgium doesn't even have to pay you.
Let's not forget, Abby, this was in July after they just finished 5th last season.
Know.
Who in their right mind would thought this?
Who makes a bet worth 10 grand and he doesn't go both ways?
Shake hands. I didn't say if it was the men's or women's team. I didn't clarify what year. I did say pounds. I've let myself down there because I could have claimed it was Nigerian dollars or whatever.
Just own it. Just hold it.
No, I will not be paying that. But big up to the people that reckon I will. AGT rolling in it like I wish I was, mate. I wish I was. Abby, are you travelling to Liverpool for the game on Sunday?
No, I'm not. I will be in the studio because we have the F1 Baku Azerbaijan race at 12 o'clock.
Okay. Is Ben coming up?
No, he's not coming up.
Does he want to come up?
He wants to go to Liverpool. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Oh, relax yourself, Ben. Yeah. There's another comment here about you on the F1 there. Let me just find it. There's a couple more from about Gus as well. But where's this one? It says, would I join? It says, Abby wants Kane out, pass it on. We've seen that. But it said something. I'm
just saying this to you, Josiah. Come on.
No. This is an old one. It's just me bringing it up again. It worked, though. Rattled you. Where is it? Oh, here we go. AGT, when will you be on track GP with Abby and Matisse? If I'm really honest with you, Kazi, probably never.
He doesn't like it. He doesn't
I don't like F1. I don't like F1.
He doesn't know what he's missing.
Yeah, you say that, but my life is already massively consumed by one sport.
Yeah, but why not? Have another sport.
Gus is looking at me here. He's literally right under this microphone right now. We're going to have to get him out again. Come on, Gus.
People say that F1 is boring, and it is a complete lie. It's a complete lie. I think you should get into it. I didn't get into it, that many years ago, but I absolutely love it. And actually, do you know why I love it? Because it gives me a break from football.
Yeah, it's a decent little therapy.
It is.
Well, I was going to say hour, but they go on for they're a good few hours. Man, like Wonga Lone setting, says Trudon. How is Gus? Gus is here. Gus is on the dry food if that 10K bet doesn't work out.
Look at you, Gus. You're so cute.
Hannah says, I can't see Spurs getting a win at Anfield, but you never know. Big up AGT and Abby. 100%. Thanks, 10,000 in Ghana money is 600. See, I should have said that.
You should have done that.
Shocking AGT will be. I'm going to the game. Oh, you mean missing out the F1? I might have it. I might have it on in the back.
Kazi, make sure you come and watch with us. We'll be on from 12.
No, Kazi will be there. Robbie, Abby, Matisse, car F1. Yep.
We are looking to be going go-karting to do a little bit of a
at Tottenham
between us. No, not necessarily at Tottenham. We're looking to try and do it soon. But by the time we actually get around to it, the new one at Tottenham will be open. So probably yes.
Love to see it, man. Never thought Abby was a Spurs fan by the number of times you've cured them.
Yeah, well, sometimes there needs to be some home truths. I'm a realist.
100%. It's like that in Baku, and it's in Don Robbie's studio. Nightmares impending. Yeah, that's true. They've lost in Baku before. F1 from an outside perspective isn't that interesting, but when you do get into it, it's bosh.
Bosh.
Bosh. Bosh.
Really, the star of this preview is Gus.
Of course. All right, Gus. Don't dribble on me. All right. Well, listen. You've gone for 2-2. The best thing about Spurs is expressions, and Abby says, "Man like Shawnee, big up."
Thanks.
I'm gonna go for 3-1.
So rude, honestly. The disrespect.
Abby, have you seen your record at Anfield?
Yeah, but it's just disrespectful, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, disrespect. I wouldn't use the word disrespectful.
Just writing us off before we even get there.
Right, sorry, have you watched your videos this season?
Yeah, I have.
Come on, mate.
Yeah, but I can say it. You can't.
No, listen, we're close enough. I can banter you about Spurs if listen, you do to me as well.
Listen, I get bantered by Spurs all day, every day.
Yeah, you do. It's relentless.
Very different.
Listen, make sure that if you have not already, go and follow Abby. I keep telling her to set up a YouTube channel. I don't know why she's not done it yet.
I'm a busy girl. Head over to DR Sports. Make sure you subscribe there if you don't already. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. That's all I need from you.
You're missing out though. Big bucks, yeah.
Big
so
bucks.
make sure you make the move. Now, listen, go and follow Abby. She's always on DR Sports, holding it down. Very, very accomplished presenter and a good friend of mine. If you've just logged in now, yes. For the people in the comments, me and Abby went to primary school together. And I said at the time Spurs were shit then. This was like 1998, and it's a long time since, and they're still
We've come a long way.
We have come a long way. 2-2 will be a good draw. Will be a good result. Kane brace, says Manchester United, who were singing about Harry Kane the other night.
Yes,
right, Abby, massive shout out to you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Everyone, show Abby some love. Go and follow her up, and you're free to leave. I'm just gonna outro the show. So thank you very much, Abby. You're a star, and I'll see you next week. Big up to Ben.
Are you going for your week off?
Anfield.
Oh, right. Not you. Nice. All right. See you the week after then.
Wicked. I'll see you next week. Take care, buddy.
Bye.
All the best, Ab. Take care. There you go. Oh, I have to get rid of you. There you go. Right, listen, massive shout out to everyone who's watched this match preview. I'm about to go live in 15 minutes on BBC Radio Merseyside, right? I'm up against Ped, not up against, but I'm talking to Ped from Toffee TV, the Everton fan. So make sure, if you fancy a little laugh, let's go over to BBC Radio Merseyside straight after this, and you can catch me on there for an hour talking about the Reds and this game in particular on Sunday as well. So make sure you smash this like button. Big game on Sunday. I'll be outside Anfield with the fan cams. We're actually testing out a new wireless mic on Sunday. Very exciting times as well. So make sure you comment. Make sure you give us your team predictions, your score predictions as well, and subscribe to the Kop TV if you haven't already. What are you playing at? Big up to Abby for joining us. Thank you for the Abby appearance, says Tim. I bet you like that, didn't you, mate? Have a good weekend. Up the Reds. And of course, we can't draw this game. And remember, goodbye for now, as Andy says. See you on Sunday. Up the Reds. I'm going 3-1. Let me know right now what the score is going to be in this one in the comments. Take care.
Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Please, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV.